YouTube, ESPN, a battle of Goliaths. What does it mean for the future of sports media? World Series Classic, we will review. An NFL TV analyst on the rise, we'll tell you who, and a big name getting better. Ponder that. The sports media executives tweeting, we'll discuss. They're top sports media executives as well. First Take Hockey, we'll believe it when we hear it. And Papa Clicker has reviews and much more. It's a jam-packed Marchand and Meteparel. Everybody loves sports media. I'm John Meteparel. He is Andrew Marchand. Andrew, ESPN, and all of Disney's channels were removed from YouTube services this weekend. What is your big takeaway from the brouhaha?
My big takeaway is these big media players who are getting into it are going to have more and more power. So you look at the YouTubes, you look at the Amazons, the Netflix, the Apples to a degree. They wield a lot of power now because they have so much money. They're getting involved. When YouTube TV came in, its big selling point was it's cheaper and you still can get your sports, you can get some other things, but it was sort of the original skinny bundle. Prices just go up. Anybody who's followed cable television for a long time knows that ESPN, as the top of the heap, has just gone up and up. They get about $15 wholesale from cable providers, and that's where the fight has been. As we speak, they're still talking, so maybe they could come to a conclusion here soon. But that's the big thing to me. When you're looking at it, we could get into the granular stuff of what's going on. That's always confusing, and there's really nobody to root for in these cases generally, because fans they pay a lot and they want to watch their games. But I think the big thing is this is a new age, and there's a battle for live sports rights, and that's what ESPN. It's not First Take, it's not McAfee's show, it's not the Late Sports Center, Van Pelt or PTI. Those are all things people want to watch, but it's really the games, and that's what ESPN owns. They own the most of it, and so that's why we have this battle of Goliaths.
Yeah, it's an imbroglio. It's a brouhaha. It's a melee. There's a lot going on there, and boy, did I hear it this weekend from many people. Not too happy. But, Andrew, this will be the first topic in the questions. How was your event last week? It was Off the Record, presented by WSC Sports. They always do a fantastic job. Mark Shapiro was the guest. What did I miss?
Yeah, it was great. Shapiro, we're going to run it on, probably come out Wednesday afternoon. He talked about if he has interest in the Disney job. We got into his relationship with Ari Emanuel, how it works with Dana White, Nick Khan, Triple H, and their empire, their deals. He gave some of the best advice I've ever heard for young people getting into the business that you can use at your classes at Boston College. And it was just great. I mean, Mark has so much energy, one of the most important sports media executives of a generation. So that one is fun. I cannot recommend it highly enough for you to listen to later in the week.
Excellent tease. I cannot wait for that advice.
Did I sell that? I sold that.
Sold it, man.
But it was. I honestly think it lives up to the hype. Cowherd was great last week.
Yes, he was.
Got a lot of great feedback from the Cowherd one. Shapiro on Thursday, I think you're going to enjoy. Before we go on, I just want to send our respect. Bob Trumpy passed away. You're doing a sports media pod. Bob Trumpy had a great career. I think he was a Pro Bowl tight end in the NFL. But for our generation, Cricky and Trumpy calling games was special. I don't know why. For me, that was one of the most important broadcast booths as a kid. For me, they did the number 2 game. I think when I got into it, I don't think I knew this when I was a child, that subconsciously I was really into these guys are calling why are they calling the Orange Bowl? They're NFL guys and all that. But Cricky's voice and Trumpy, that was a tremendous team. He passed away at the age of 80 this week. So all respect to Bob Trumpy, to his family and friends on an amazing life.
Yeah, I second that. I had the same thoughts that you had when I heard the news. Such an influence, those booths with Edinburgh and Olsen and Cricky and Trumpy, all the way down the list. I thought he was underrated as an analyst. He also scored the first touchdown in Cincinnati Bengals history, so a terrific player as well. He definitely will be missed.
That is a good, very good tidbit, too. We're presented by WSC Sports, digital asset management, a library that actually gets sports. You got to use them. You need highlights from a couple weeks ago. WSC Sports, digital asset management, they'll get it to you in minutes. It used to take hours to do something like that. They've been doing AI forever. Check it out, WSC-sports.com. Again, Mark Shapiro on later this week, either late Wednesday or early Thursday. We'll send that out. Twice a week podcast. Go to andrewmarchand.com to become a full-time subscriber.
All right, let's go here. What is up in your world?
My what's up is Pete Macheska and Fox Sports. When you look at what's important when you have the World Series, it's the amount of games we can get into. If you have Toronto or New York in the World Series, yeah, it's better to have the Yankees than the Blue Jays. You don't even get the Blue Jays market. But we saw the ratings come out early Monday morning. At least the initial ratings will probably go up a little bit. Nearly 26 million people. For Macheska, we had him on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Legendary run. It was 26th World Series. To go out on that type of game, a Game 7, the job they did, the pictures were great. Everyone loves the music to the breaks. We'll get into the booth, but overall, just a big win for Fox Sports. I think the number compared to Game 7 of the NBA Finals was 50% better. So that's a very nice number for baseball. So a big win for Fox Sports and baseball.
Yep, Pete Macheska will certainly be missed, man. He has the magic touch. I love it when he uses the Springsteen bumper music. That's my personal favorite. I know you're a big Adele fan. But my what's up would be Boog Sciambi, ESPN Radio, the voice of the World Series, his call of the Miguel Rojas home run to tie it up. Let's hear it.
Payoff pitch to Rojas. Swing and a high fly ball. Left field. It's back. It's on its way. Out of here. And we are tied. Miguel Rojas. A solo homer to left. And the veteran has evened this one up. It is 4-4. The unlikeliest of heroes.
Now, Boog Sciambi, I think, is both a great TV person and a great radio guy, but I love this call because I watched it on video. ESPN Radio, good on their part to add the video component. You saw Jess Mendoza and Eduardo Perez next to Sciambi, and their reaction was priceless. Like every other reaction people had sitting on their couches, mouths agape, incredulous. Miguel Rojas, of all people, goes deep. Sciambi captured it. Excellent descriptive. Great punctuation line there. I think he really made me feel like almost like I was there. And that's something that Boog Sciambi has a good knack of.
Yeah, he's excellent. We've been a big Boog fan for a long time. To listen to the full podcast, andrewmarchand.com, andrewmarchand.com, twice a week podcast. Got a lot to get to. This is a jam-packed podcast. So andrewmarchand.com, which brings me to my what's down. My what's down